It's late, everyone else is asleep, and you're lying there, eyes closed and trying to rest, but your mind won't let you. It pulls up a conversation from 2 years ago, something you said, something you wish you could take back, and before you even realize what's happening, one thought becomes two, two becomes 10, and 10 becomes this quiet, heavy storm that just keeps going. You look at the time, 2 a.m., and you think, what is wrong with me? Why can't I just switch off? Nothing is wrong with you. But something is happening. And I think you deserve to know what it actually is. Here's something nobody really explains. During the day, you're always moving, always doing. There's work, there's people, there's noise, there's the next thing and the next thing after that. And all of that movement, it keeps you on the surface of yourself, busy enough to not feel too much, distracted enough to not think too deep. But then night comes, and the movement stops, and in that stillness, everything you didn't have time to feel during the day starts rising up, slowly, quietly, like water filling a room. That's not your brain breaking down. That's your brain finally getting the quiet it needed to say something. The question is, are you listening? Or are you just waiting for it to stop? Most people wait for it to stop. They reach for the phone. They put something on in the background. They do anything to avoid sitting inside the silence, because the silence feels uncomfortable, and I get it. Because what comes up at night is never easy stuff. It's the relationship that still stings, even though you told yourself you were over it. The version of your life you pictured at 20 that looks nothing like the life you're actually living. The thing you keep almost saying to someone but swallow every time. The question you've been afraid to ask yourself about who you are, about what you really want, about whether any of this is actually taking you somewhere. Those thoughts feel heavy, so you run. But here's what running doesn't do. It doesn't make them go away. It just means they'll be back tomorrow night. No, and the night after, and the night after that, because your mind is patient. It will always find a way to bring you back to what you haven't faced yet. So, what are your late night thoughts actually telling you? They're telling you what still needs attention. Every feeling you pushed aside because the timing wasn't right, every emotion you filed away because you were too busy, too tired, too scared to feel it fully, it doesn't disappear. It waits. And at night, when the noise is gone, those feelings start looking for a way through. The thought about that old argument, it's not really about the argument. It's about something that still feels unresolved, something that still needs to be said, or released, or finally grieved. The thought about the future, the worry, the what-ifs, that's not about the future at all. That's about something in your present that feels shaky, something you're trying to control because letting go of it terrifies you. And that quiet loneliness you feel at 3 a.m., even when your life looks completely fine from the outside, that's the deepest part of you saying something important is missing, or something important is being ignored. Your late-night thoughts are not the enemy. They are the most honest version of you, trying to get through, and of you, trying to get through. So what do you actually do with this? You stop trying to outrun it? Next time your mind starts spinning at night, before you reach for anything, ask yourself one question. What am I actually feeling right now? Not what you're thinking about, not what you need to fix. Just, what's the feeling underneath all of it? Because the thoughts are rarely the real thing. The feeling underneath them is the real thing. And the moment you name it, really sit with it and name it, something in you loosens. It doesn't solve everything, but it softens. Because your mind doesn't need you to fix everything tonight. It just needs to know you heard it, that you're not going to keep running from it, that you're willing to sit with yourself, even in the dark, even when it's uncomfortable, even when you have no answers at all. That's not weakness. That's the hardest and most important thing a person can do. If this kind of honesty is what you've been looking for, no performance, no empty advice, just real, stick around. That's all this channel is. Subscribe if it feels like somewhere you belong. You don't have to have it all figured out tonight. But maybe the thoughts keeping you awake aren't here to hurt you. Maybe they're here because something in you is finally ready to listen. And maybe that's exactly where everything starts to change.